Kevin, you said there's something you wanted to bring up, a current thing that you're dealing with that you thought would be useful to share?
Yeah, it just happened this morning, really, before I came out here. It's a champagne problem, as we call them. You work so hard for stuff, and then sometimes it all comes at once. I wrote Dirty Hands. I've been producing with my partner. I'm directing it, and man, I can't wait to play this role in this movie. I can't wait. I've been auditioning in the meantime, leading up to it, and you never know what's going to happen when you audition because you just do the tape, you fling it out. Very, very rarely do you ever hear any feedback on your audition, whether they liked it or not, get it, didn't get it. It just kind of like goes into the ether, I think people say like actors have to deal with rejection. I think actors have to deal with indifference. Very rarely do you even get rejected. You just don't hear anything, So I did hear something twice this morning. So I found out that I'm pinned for a pretty big TV series. I don't want to say the name of it. That's coming up soon. And I'm also pinned for a pretty big movie. And I can't say the name of that either. I had to sign NDAs and whatnot.
Sorry, pinned?
Pinned means, essentially means that they want me for the role.
Ah, okay.
They just can't, they're not at liberty to hire yet. So I'm like right there. So they say that to prep you to make sure you're available for the shoot dates and all that stuff. So it's either like it's you or it's down to you and one other person. And they just have to make a decision, or the decision's made. It's very vague, or the decision's made and they just letting you know you're pinned, but you're not hired yet, but you're pinned, but you're not hired yet, but you're pinned. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this thing. So this is the life of an actor. This is the stuff I couldn't handle. That's why I did I still do what I do, because I would just be sitting in this. But they're both very big, and it'd be amazing to get both of them. And they both shoot and film at the same exact time my movie Dirty Hands goes, that I've been prepping for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm probably just going to be waiting for a week until something happens. I can't force, I can't expedite, I can't do anything until I find out, Do I want all three to happen? Yeah, that's not going to happen though. Something's going to have to sacrifice, something's going to have to suffer, unfortunately. So it's just an interesting situation how that kind of came to be. But man, if I could find a way to do 2 of them or something, that'd be great. But it's a pretty interesting situation that happened about an hour before I got here. I said, okay. Yeah.
How much do you believe in, maybe you gave off a vibe of like, this would be great, but I don't need it. And somehow, I'm not saying that your talent and all your body of work didn't lead up to it, but you know how sometimes when we don't need something, it like comes to us?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't even think I needed them, because I positioned myself and was fortunate enough to get, to be doing films, getting offers and whatnot, and doing my own. So it's not so much that I need. I would just really want to have it, And I stopped looking at auditions a while back as that. Now I just love doing a scene. It happens to be an audition, and we'll send it in. But I like the work of it, So maybe that's something that comes off. I don't know. But time will tell. So I'll let you guys know what happens.
All right. Wow. What an interesting thing. So now, do you have to hold off for other things because you're waiting to hear back? So you have to then put your project.
I don't know. That's a decision I have to figure out. I really don't know. So I can speculate options of things happening, but and look, I might lose both. That's why I don't get high anymore about stuff. Some people, man, they still get so excited about everything, and that went away a long time ago for me. Because the highs are high, but the lows are low. So I found it much more safe if I'm just kind of walking the line. So I appreciate the good stuff, but I don't let the bad stuff bother me no more. So I just stay walking the line. I got the news from my manager, and my wife was there. She was like, whoa, happy. But I just went back to doing a rewrite on the script for Dirty Hands. I just kept working.
What do you think about people posting on social media that something big could be in the works?
Yeah, you know, I'm not much for, it's an attention grab too, you know what I mean? So that's nice. Nothing, you know, everybody's got their own thing. But it might be a little premature because even as an actor, man, I've had jobs where I've been cast, and then the day before the TV show starts, the character got pulled. So I've had egg on my face a few times. Even like Super Bowl commercials that were supposed to be airing. Hey everyone, I'm gonna be in a Super Bowl commercial. Keep an eye out for the Budweiser or whatever it was, you know what I mean? And then it just never airs. Things like that. Happens all the time. So I usually wait until it's done, it's on, and then I talk about it. Yeah.
There was an article recently about how Steve Jobs, before he passed away, had emailed himself a year prior to his passing, and he scheduled the email to arrive about a year away from, he didn't know what was going to happen. If you were to write yourself an email today, not that there's anything bad pending for you, but for you to get it in a year about your life today, what would you say to yourself? This is an email from you to you. Dear Kevin, this is Kevin. And I'm writing to you a year in the past, and here's what I want to tell you. We don't know where the world's going to be, where the economy's going to be, where their conflict's going to be in other parts of the world, but I want to write this to you today.
I would hope that I send a message to myself that was somewhat motivating, uplifting, but rooted in reality. And I'd hoped I'd be able to say myself in a year from now. I'd say it worked. It worked. You're moving them. That'd be it. And that would let me know that I'm moving people and my work is actually reaching people and I'm making an impact on someone's life. And if I knew that a year from now, that'd be great. But for the most part, I already act like that's happening because I'm trying to stay the course and be consciously delusional in a positive manner that's a reality. So I'll just sit in that.
You mentioned that in your Soft White Underbelly interview, which is so powerful, and I highly recommend others checking it out. It's a great channel, but the interview that you had with Mark, the person who runs the channel, was pretty intense and amazing. I don't want to give too much away, but that was something that you said. You said consciously delusional at the end. What does that mean?
You know, I never heard it before. I just kind of said it one day to myself. It's like, I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm aware of my thought process right now. I'm aware. I'm aware that I see myself in a position to do this. And it's not rooted in reality. It's just not right now, you know? So in order for me to be there, to achieve that, I have to think that, I have to see that, I have to strive for that. And all of that still motivates me day to day to day to get to that point. And it's not far-fetched, it's not out of reach, it's not, because I feel it, I see it in every being of me, every part of me. So in order for me to stay on that course, to have my ultimate goal achieved, which may even change when I get there. But I know that that has not changed in 20 years, so I don't know how it's gonna change. But I have to see myself through all the ups and downs and all the things you go through in life. I just have to think of myself in a higher place to be able to move people. I have to. That's what I'm here for, man. You know? So if I can express myself through film, and I've given the opportunity as an actor to do that, and somebody wants that, then they'll get it. And if it takes me giving this time and time and time again, and if it takes me making my own movies and going through all of that, planning for 2 years and propping and not making money up front and doing whatever I need to do to get to that, then I'll do it. I'll do it. So I have to think of myself in that place. Yeah.
And sorry, not to get too personal, but you did share with us that your brother and your dad said to you 20 plus years ago, maybe, it's time to make a decision.
Yeah.
Is that what kind of was the result of the decision?
That was an impetus. I never want to leave, let my old man down, or my brother, or anyone, for that matter. But I think ultimately more I'd be letting myself down because I know what I'm capable of. I know I'm still tapping into that as a person, as an actor. But in order to go there, I have to stay consistent as a person, coinciding with what I can bring to the table and tap into and be brave enough to let out as an actor. It has to go hand in hand. Or else I'm just hoping, So I'm not much in the business for just hoping and just believing. That's just it's not my bag. And I think you can tell from everything I was talking about before and how diligently I position myself in this industry as a whole to see that things come to fruition for myself. It feels like such a selfish notion. Sometimes I really God, I get sick of it. Because I'm not. But if I don't consistently work, I'm the product, so to speak. You know what I mean? And if I don't look at myself as an actor like that and position myself as an actor, then no one else is going to do it for me. So in order to achieve what I wanted to achieve, in order to be in positions consistently, in movies that people want to see, in roles that people can connect to, remember, talk about, in conversation, something that affected someone that took that 2 hours out of their life that they can really just sit in, like I used to be when I was just hating life, working, swinging a hammer. I was going to movies. I was I just needed that hour and a half, that 2 hours to get out of it. If I could be responsible for giving someone that, man, mission accomplished. And then I'll try to accomplish it again and again. And then I'll go to Hawaii and take a break.